Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys.
We got a couple of more value stocks to check out with Tracey Ryniec, our value stock analyst at Zacks.com. And this first one's really a doozy. You heard me clear my throat purposely because I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'll take a stab at it. Sabesp, S-A-B-E-S-P, ticker symbol SBS.
Yes.
I'm sure it's wrong, but it's close.
I know. I don't know either, but it's kind of the moniker for this Brazilian company. They are a utility. They control the water and sewage collection in the state of Sao Paulo in Brazil.
Yep.
So, and that's big business. They control about 60% of the water services, and they're spending a couple billion reals over the next several years to expand their infrastructure so that ultimately their goal is to control 100% of the water services in that state, which would be big for them. They're really cheap right now. They're trading under 7 times, which even though we do the value stocks every week, we haven't seen many trading that cheaply recently.
But what kind of a market cap does this company have? How big?
It's not super small, but
okay.
I mean, because it's a foreign company, you know, it's not
decent sized market
cap.
Though?
Yes, it's not super small.
All right.
But you know, I mean, it's coming. Like I said, it's cheap right now, and that says something in this market. The estimates, the analysts really like the estimates. And the interesting thing about this company is that a lot of times on the foreign companies, we have estimates only for the full year usually, but there's analysts actually covering the quarters on this company, which makes it even more intriguing, and we get a little bit more accurate numbers that way. They're scheduled to report their quarter on November 18th, so we're going to see in a couple weeks, at least we believe they're scheduled to report on November 18th. Sometimes with the foreign companies, you just never totally get the exact date right, but it should be in the next couple of weeks. And the estimates are really increasing. We see a big jump in the third quarter and in the full year. And the analysts are, I mean, they've been really bullish on the full year because SBS has been beating on each of the quarters going into this. They had revenues up 7% in the last quarter, which again, kind of given the market conditions, tells you that things are going pretty well for them. But I mean, even with a global recession, you know, you still need water services and waste collection, you do. And the interesting thing about the chart on this one is that, you know, it sold off big in November. I mean, I put up the 5-year chart here and it just was killed. So it has had a big rebound, but again, it's not nearly at what it was its 5-year highs, and it's still cheap, trading under 7 times. So the story here is pretty good.
And this is traded here as an American depository receipt?
I don't know if it's an ADR. It's just on our exchange.
It is on,
yes.
It's on the New York?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Crane Company is another one that you've pulled out of your hat, CR, yes. The ticker symbol. And they're in the manufacturing area, right?
They are. They're one of those kind of big conglomerates that have been around since 1855. And, you know, it's been a while since I talked about one of those really old companies that I like a lot. But they do a variety of different things. One of their big divisions is aerospace and electronics. They do a lot of components on aircraft, including like landing systems. And they also do something that we're all very familiar with is vending machines. They've actually manufactured vending machines for a long, long time, and that's one of their bigger divisions. This company is a little more expensive than the one we just talked about. It's trading at about 14 times forward, but it is also a Zacks #1. It actually just reported earnings on October 26th, and it beat for the 4th straight quarter, which is a great thing right now. You know, the thing is that we've seen with them and what we've seen with a lot of companies is that the revenues were down for them 14% year over year. Quarter over quarter, they saw some improvement in a few of their segments, so they kind of, they're more optimistic going forward as they see things a little bit better going forward. They did raise the guidance range on the lower end for their year. They were at $1.75 to $2.05, and they raised it to $1.90 to $2.05. So all the analysts have been upping their estimates because analysts were on a little bit lower end of that range before. So we see the full year increasing, we see 4th quarter increasing, so that's how we're getting the #1 rank. And then the chart, I put up the 2-year chart on them because you can, then we're a little bit past the sell-off period. The November sell-off is kind of coming up, so you can really see how far the stock dropped, again, just like we've been seeing. It's basically tripled off the lows. It's not, like I said, super expensive here, but it's not like one of the cheaper ones we've highlighted.
Okay, do you own either of these two?
I do not.
You can check out more Zacks Rank stock buy ideas on Zacks.com's homepage in the upper right-hand corner by simply looking over there and clicking on the link that is the most current headline next to whatever investing category interests you. With Tracey Ryniec, I'm Terry Ruffalo.